Deadweight loss is the decrease in total surplus that results from an efficient level of production. So this is an example of it on a tariff imposed graph, and this is an example of it on a tax imposed graph. Opening to world markets would not be the same as a price ceiling. Although they look similar, a price ceiling actually limits the overall surplus. So like if you remember, it's like this usually would be this like small like area right here that concludes the overall surplus, whereas with a world market, it's actually increasing the overall surplus. So in this example, I have a market for pants during a world trade. So if the domestic price is $15 to produce, whereas the world price is $8, since $8 is below the equilibrium price, it's going to be more beneficial for the US to actually import this good because it's cheaper than to produce it for a higher price themselves. Looking at the producer surplus and consumer surplus, since this is an import, the consumer surplus is going to be a lot greater than what it usually is because that price is lowered, and domestic producers or producer surplus are going to suffer slightly because the price that they can produce goods at is going to be higher than the actual price that can be imported, therefore causing the size to be a lot smaller. Looking over here, let's say that the government imposed a tariff right in between the world price and the domestic price. This would cause an increase in the producer surplus and a slight decrease in the consumer surplus. So looking at the units imported, where you could get 4 units imported before, it would now become 2 units. The collected tax would be this box right here, and the deadweight loss would be these triangles right here. So the total area of the deadweight loss would be 4 when you're taking the base and then the height of these singular triangles and then multiplying that by 2. In this other example, I have a market for bikes. So if the world price was actually higher than the equilibrium, it would be up here. So let's say that world price was $10 and the domestic price was $7. It would be more convenient for the US to actually export what they can produce because they actually make it cheaper. The amount that they would export would be 3 units because it's just taking that difference right there, which is 7 minus 4.